Love Them Knives channel. Yes, LTK here. What? Knifeys and the most funnest kind. Budget knifeys. We like them. G10, D2 steel blades. Blood to the bone. This is the Scimitar, if you didn't read that right there. Billboarded across it. And the model number. Of course, this is their beige model. You can get it in green. You can get it in black. I'm not sure if you can get it in orange. I can't remember. I know you can get it in green, beige, and black. Look at that fuller running there. And there was one guy saying, yeah, I don't know that you need the fuller as well. It's just like an extra, maybe almost too much. To me, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. But, oh, geez, these knives are so great. Check that out. See inside the top of the scale here? A liner, skeletonized. Here's your bottom, not skeletonized. Liner lock, lock up. About 40%. I put both of these together. And the Warwolf. Yes, it is. It is the Warwolf. And this is green. That is beige. There's a difference. In case half you guys are colorblind, which I probably am too, and just don't realize it. And in my world, that's green. Okay, Warwolf. Look at the top here. As well, the liner. And yes, that's skeletonized as well, in a different way, actually. And there's the bottom liner, and look at that. That's even skeletonized, where this one's not. How weird is that? This is a chunk of change. Look at the scales on there. G10. Talk about structural integrity. These things are bust-ass. They really are. Check out that lockup. It's all of that. It's 30% at least. You know, these things are just, they're centered. They're really nice. Check this one out too. Centered up. Oh God, there's some detent on this dog. Okay, got jimping up here. Kind of a thumb ramp thing going on. I put these two together because I thought I'm not going to do a separate video on each one of these. I'm going to put them together because, you know, they are the bad boys anyhow of the Bestech budget line. I mean, the Scimitar and the Warwolf. I mean, how much more bad boy do you get? Other than, oh, we'll go down that road. Just give me a minute. In any case, so, I mean, not that the liners show. They're tucked into the scales. So they're not like real obvious. But, ooh, that's tough stuff. That's tough stuff. It's not real grippy, if you know what I mean. You know, there's a fine texture there. Just check that out. I mean, if I can catch the light just right. There's a fine little bit of texture. One thing I like about the Scimitar, look at that deep carry clip. I don't think you get that on all the knives. No, you don't. Let me see what the Warwolf. See, that's not deep. But this one's deep. How's that cool? I like that. Single screw. But it ain't moving around. It's inset in here, so it ain't going to move as long as that screw's tight. And it's open design. A couple of standoffs back here. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this is not like set way back. It's not Barcalounger. You kind of got to pay attention a little bit to this flipper tab because it's got pretty good detent. So, yeah, otherwise, you're going to do one of these. What? You know, you really, I mean, you got to get to it. That's tough. I mean, it's not that tough, but it's fairly tough. This, can we say Barcalounger? Look at this. I mean, this is laid back. It's just like, I might just, oh, God, I flipped over that one, too. I'll tell you what, that's some detent on these. They don't mess around with that. That's some good detent on these. I can't throw Let me try. Hold on. Off camera. No. So these are, a lot of the knives, 5.5, maybe 6. I'd say these on my Detent scale, 10 being the toughest, 1 being it just falls out of the scales like that. 4.5 to 5 means you can gravity flip it. Man, I'll tell you what, that's pretty good. This one's a little less intense than this one, and I'm sure you're going to have your share of slight differences between them. But I'd be surprised if you ever get one of these that you can actually gravity flip, because that's tough stuff. Now, these are not tiny knives. Let's get Mr. Mannix, your standard Mannix guy, right? So, see, I mean, a little bit. This is 8 inches overall. Yeah. Okay, so next, Warwolf. I think Warwolf's not quite as big as it. Well, it may be about the same size as a Scimitar. I'm working off of no information. I threw my papers aside and said to hell with it. Okay, so let's use Bertha. Big Yella, get her out here. And 3.5 and 8 1/8, which is 20.5 centimeters and 90 millimeters. Okay, so 8 inches, 90 millimeters. So it's basically the same size as the Mannix. Okay. This one, no. This is 95 millimeters, which is 3 3/4. This is a bigger knife, okay? This is 3 3/4. So this is 8 3/8, really 8.5 overall. So this is almost a 1/2 inch bigger than the Warwolf, okay? Oh, in centimeters, like I said, about 96 on the blade length, and 21.5 centimeters overall. So, which one's the bigger knife? Scimitar. Bigger than the Warwolf. Not a lot. But they're right in there. None of these knives are tiny. They're at least 3.5 inch blade or bigger. And like I said, they are just, look at this. See? What's interesting, I'll bet this weighs more. Look at the liners on here. See how much heavier they are, and they're exposed than the inset liners in the Scimitar? Okay? Now, let's completely confuse you and bring the Lion in, exposed liners and a steel backspacer, and the Swordfish, which is a G10 backspacer, black G10, okay, lanyard hole. And this one is the dog. It's like my favorite of the Bestech line, because how big is the blade? And we know LTK likes them, about 4 inches. So this is almost 100 millimeters, and it's not quite 9 inches long. So who's the winner? Yes, we are. Oh, in case you were wondering about the Lion, I think this is 3.5 and 8. So let's check it real quick. Yeah, it depends on where you're measuring it, but let's just call it 3.5, 90 millimeters. And overall, depending, 8 1/8 if you want to throw in the lanyard hanging out the back. Other than that, it's under 8 inches. So this is probably actually just a hair shorter than the Warwolf. Just a hair. But I mean, not much. Okay? So you got the Warwolf, and I'll put the links. I actually have a review on the Bestech Lion. So I'll put the link to that. Oh my God. These things are so fresh out of the box. They still got oil on the blade. This one shouldn't. Of course not. But yeah, Swordfish. And this comes with this black, kind of makes it look like a bolster, right? So, but the G10 here, this orange, can be green. It can be tan. But they don't like make black on black. But it's green, tan, or orange. So you could have one of each one of these. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't blame you, brother, if you got one of each color. Or got one of each model, to tell you the truth. I think the Warwolf, that harpoon style blade, and I'll bet that's 3.5 millimeter stock if it's a dime's worth. Yeah, it's over an eighth. It's 0.127. So let's see what we got. Come on, baby. Give me millimeters. Okay, 3.2. I'm surprised it's not full 3.5. Where are we measuring on? Yeah, I guess we're sitting on the part that we'd sit on. 3.2. Let's see if there's any difference between any of them. Left hand flick, not a problem. No. 3.2. Looks like it's pretty much uniform between all of them. So I thought it was more like 3.5. It seems thicker than that. No, that is 3.5. This one, how weird. Why would that be? Let's check this one then. We might as well check them all. And this is 3.2. Okay, but that Scimitar is different because see the liners, but these are inset. These are not, and these are not. So you think they did a change up during production when they were doing these models, that maybe the Scimitar might have been one of the first ones out or maybe one of the last ones out? How is that? Why would they make that different? Thicker blade stock, thinner liners that are inset into the handle. And you've got this contoured G10. You know? Oh, how fat is that stuff anyhow? Let me tell you. So about 14 millimeters, which is 0.55. Okay? That's the Scimitar. Let's see the Warwolf. I bet that's heavier. Oh, yeah, 0.62 of an inch. 16 millimeters. Fat daddy, right? Lion. 14.7. Almost 6/10. Fat daddy as well, right? So the Scimitar looks like it's the thinnest of the bunch. And yeah, because this is 6/10. 0.59, almost 15 millimeter thick. So these are all similar in thickness. This is more slender, but the blade stock is a little thicker. And it's right in between blade length of the swordfish and the lion. So it's right between those. These are all good though. I mean, I watched Zell's review of this. Zellrick, I'm sure you've seen his channel, if not, and he's the Wee knife rep in the USA. But was he liking these? Yeah, he was liking them real good. These Bestech bargain blades. I'd call them a bargain. Yeah, I'd call them a bargain. I get mine at White Mountain Knives. That's where I started. And the guy is named Justin, and he did me right. So that's where I go. That's why I would recommend that you go if you want to get one. And last I checked, he had most of them in stock at least. And, you know, his site's pretty, well, it doesn't print out the same as it looks online. It looks a little nicer than this. But in any case, check him out on Bestech. I'll put the link to White Mountain Knives Bestech search, so it'll take you right to where all the Bestech knives are listed, and you can roll down through all the models and see the pictures better than you can see them here, and on and on and on. Oh, now this is the Scimitar. So check these out. Okay, so we were talking about how the Scimitar is different than the others. Seems a little different. Look at the bearings on there. These look like ceramic bearings. Do they not? They look ceramic to me. Okay, so here's your blade stop. You know, here's your cutaway that this wraps around. But look at the lion. Okay, this is the lion. See that? See those? See those? That's not the same. Those are not the same bearings. That's a close-up of the bearings on the lion. They still look like ceramic bearings, but this is not a metal surround on here. This looks like like Teflon or something. They're embedded in that ring. This is different. So the bearings even look different. Why? I don't know. The cutaways on the inside of the lion. See how they skeletonize the scales. And then, of course, your outer screws screw into these spacers that run through the knife, etc., etc. Put together pretty well. They come apart and go back together, not a problem. And look at the hardware on here. Nicely machined, isn't it? On the pivot, these back screws here, at least they're not that dull gray cap stuff. They're shiny. They look pretty good. I like this stylized B on the Bestech pivot. So that's cool. That's a nice look. How do they feel in the hand? Really, all of them, to me, feel pretty good. Reverse grip. Here's the Scimitar. That's also good. You know, you've got this front choil. The pass-through is easy to get to. See that? Not a problem. It's machined away in here. Okay. Comfortable for the finger as well, but also provides you access to that. It's jimped to disengage the liner lock. Not a problem. I like the look of the knife. I like the look of the G10. And you know, you could carry these and they don't get scarred up and stuff. But also, the backside is not a frame lock, is that you have this kind of as much good looks on the clip side as you do on the presentation side, other than the pocket clip, which is pretty nice. It does kind of end up like this instead of a turnover, but it's a deep carry, and this is not pushed up high enough to really be that obtuse, especially where it hits me in the hand, and it hits me right in here. So it's you know, it's right there. So I'm not feeling it. Now, depending on the size of your hands, that could be an issue. Also, note, a little bit of a choil in here. All right. Flipper tabs are interesting. Some are jimped, some are not. Some lean forward and not very tall. Some are taller, some are not jimped. That's not jimped, that's taller. It's leaning back. Easy to deploy. Easier than the Scimitar is. Okay? This is more, you know, it's kind of leaned forward. It's not as tall. It's a little bit more of letting your brain find it. You know, you have to focus a little bit on there. This one is just so natural to lay your finger there. Okay? Really nice high grind on these. Good piercing. And, you know, these are different blade shapes. So they're really different in their usability. Is this a slicer? Well, yeah, I'd hope to say. Could you do some piercing with this? Oh, yeah. Very usable in that respect as well. Okay. This one. Can this do some piercing? Obviously, and it's a reinforced tip. Yes. Can it slice? Yeah, it's probably not the king of slicing based on this kind of, but it can, right? It's got a very tall grind here, so yes, that could actually do that. And you've got the sculpting on the G10, on the Warwolf. I love it. And what a name. It's okay. It's better than the Wii knives. It's just like the 1701 as opposed to the 1706 or the 703B or the 609F. And it's like, I can't think of it in my mind, I can think of Cold Steel Holdout 3. Okay, I know what that looks like. I mean, it's a name that your brain attaches to. CRKT Fossil. I know what that looks like in my mind when somebody says that, So it's nice that they have a name. I think names are important because then you form a visual picture of that. And I think it's easier to recall. There's your pocket clip on that. That's kind of laying low. Low and lazy, but it's not deep carry. And where's the lanyard hole? There's not one. Scimitar? Yes. Lion? Yes. Out the back, like impact tool as well, right? Probably could even break glass as well. Slicer, piercer? Yeah. Nice tall grind? Yeah. Jimping on the top. Different type of blade stop in here. Different setup as far as that goes. Here, not seeing it, right? Internal. Piercing? Oh yeah. Slicing? Yeah. Not the champion, but yeah, it'll do it. Believe me, because you know what? The swordfish is my favorite of the models. It's just because it's so damn big. And I love that slender, it looks like a swordfish, doesn't it? Design. And yeah, you still got a machine. They're giving you these cut throughs where you can really disengage these blades. And look at this. They even machined out the flipper tab. This is very comfortable. This is very intuitive in the way this works. Okay. Choil? Yes. Okay. So can you go forward? Technically, yeah. A little bit of a thumb ramp with jimping? Yeah. Okay? There's some really good things about the swordfish, and I do like to get a bit of a backspacer. That's something you also get in the line. A bit of a backspacer that's integrated with a lanyard hole. This is cool because of this impact section back here. That's kind of really unique. Look at the pocket clip. Very, very got a lot of stuff going on there. Not just this lay flat thing. But I think this one would actually hold your pocket pretty hard. Maybe too hard. Might have to relax it. I don't know. That's not very easy to move. This one's pretty stiff too. But I don't think I've carried this more than I've carried any of the other models. And I've never noticed that I had issues sliding this in my jeans pocket. So I don't know about lighter weight trousers. And the Warwolf. So interesting. They're also different. Pocket clips are different. Seems like you got a bit of a choil in varying degrees on these knives. Location of flipper tab, different. Style of blade, different. Design of the knife, different. But they all have pretty good detent. They all have really good action. They all have a lot of structural integrity. Good solid lockup, no blade play. They're all centered. So I've had good luck with these. I mean, let me know what you think. Most of the reviewers that I've seen, I haven't seen anybody diss these knives. So I guess when I got them, I'm sitting there going, wow, these are really good. These are really, really good. And at the $50 range, I mean, the Wii knives, yeah, they have titanium hardware, and they're $100 to $120. Yeah, you get a zipper pouch, microfiber cloth, proprietary little tool for their hardware. But you know what? Half price. Wow, that's got to make you think. Because I think if what you want is one that you can just carry, and not worry about scratching up, scarring up, and you don't, once you've got $100 to $120 in a knife, all of a sudden it may become more of a knife that you really don't want to, use that hard. These, you can do that, but as far as this feel, these feel like the Wii knives. I think they are structurally tough. They have really good action to them. Looks like ceramic bearings to me. Good solid detent. They just feel like a really quality knife in your hands. I think they're worth every dollar of $50. And you know what? You can carry them and just use them tough. I really think they're going to hold up well. Although I've never had one of these on my sharpener system yet. Every time I get one in my hand, I'm trading off on Trader's Corner, doing table sales, doing other things, or I've had some friends like, do you have one here or there? And so they never stay long in my possession. Pretty much after I've cut a piece of paper or two, boom, they're out the door. So I never really get to do much long term. Let's cut a few things, and they make it. They make it easy. It's just too easy. They're all very sharp. Whew. Right out of the box, like that. Just really, really nice and sharp. Whew. All of them really good. We made a big enough mess. Are you tired of me? 27 minutes. If you're still here. Are you still here? All right. Stay with us. Thank you for hanging around and going over these Bestech knives. Really wanted to do kind of a roundup of these, but finish off the Scimitar and Warwolf. Don't have the Grampus yet. Might have to get that one. Okay. And we'll get into the titaniums, because there's some really cool ones. Really like them. Predator, Starboy, all that kind of thing. Yes. Trader's Corner. 10th of every month. Pass around group. Advanced sales list. Table sales. Got a lot of things going on. Stay with us, because you know what we do. We love them knives, so stay sharp.